Guys, they left me in charge of the intro, so I have to do a good job, okay? My name is Simone, and this is Beauty and the Boob Doc podcast. We talk about plastic surgery, beauty, health, wellness, lifestyle, and so much more. I'm losing breath. We have our very own board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Farber, aka the breast expert, aka the Boob Doc. And then we have the beauty, which is supposed to be me, and I'm thankful for it. Listen, it's a title I am willing to accept at this time, no questions asked. Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. We appreciate you. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so I feel like we need to ease our way into this as far as just going over the day. I feel like we need to talk about it. So we're recording on a Monday,
okay,
which is new for us.
When do we usually do it?
I feel like on a day you had surgery or something. Not on a day where you had consults and patient follow-ups and the whole thing.
Kind of wipes me out a little bit. It's interesting because I don't know what tires me out more.
Yeah.
Surgery, I think, is more
More physical?
well,
Because you're standing up for 8 hours instead of talking for 8 hours?
I think it is more mentally stimulating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the consults, I am schmoozing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you're schmoozing, you're, hey, how you doing? Patients are coming from all over the country, and they're finally getting to see me, so you really have to turn it on every single time you walk in the door. It's like literally like Kramer and Seinfeld. Like every time I open the door, it's like, you know, Kramer.
No.
How is that even possible?
You know what? It should be a prerequisite to work here, but I haven't seen it.
You don't even know.
No.
What?
Yeah, I have no idea. But anyway, I can imagine what you're talking about because I know how you are when you walk into the rooms.
It's just, it's a whole process. It's almost like a character. It's not a character. It's totally authentic and genuine, but you have to really be on point every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in surgery, I'm on point every single time, but the level of concentration and the level of focus is amplified.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas one maybe is like if you go to a party, it's not obviously like a party, but it's kind of like a party.
Yeah,
but
it's like a party.
If you are in a party and you just have to constantly talk, versus the other thing that is really hardcore mentally and physically stimulating. I think surgery is probably more exhausting.
Mm-hmm. Well, surgery is doing and consults is talking. So there's a difference in that. I mean, either way, I'm not in there with you when you're in surgery. So I'm in the office.
Right. But
and then
surgery is interesting in the sense that when I want to talk, I talk. But I also have the ability to go hours just in my own head, not talking, just focused. It's actually very nice.
Yeah, I was going to ask, isn't that a form of meditation, would you say? Like, are you in a way, right?
Surgery is definitely not meditative.
No, because you're focused. So you're thinking about certain things.
You can't relax.
Yeah.
Surgery, you have to be in a zone. And I think everyone handles surgery, or all surgeons do it differently. For me, being a surgeon allows me to totally focus and not talk to anyone else, not think about anything else. It truly allows you to be 100% in the moment because there's really nothing else that matters. Nothing else takes precedence over the patient that has instilled their confidence and put their life in your hands. And, you know, I take that very seriously. So when I am operating, it is the number one priority. And there's not a lot of things in life that allow you to truly forget about everything else. So I guess it maybe is a form of meditation because the whole concept of meditation is living in the moment, present, not focusing on the past, not focusing on the future, and being actually in the exact present. And you can try to do that in your daily life, but surgery actually allows you to do that in your daily life.
Right.
You know, because you have to.
Yeah, I can't think of a time in my life at all where I'm like that locked in and zoned in, where I'm not thinking about anything else, just in that present moment. There's nothing.
I know.
Like I'm constantly, and then like what you said, the gravity of the situation, like you have someone's life in your hands and it's important, obviously. It's like you can't possibly think about anything else. Nothing else is that important.
Correct.
Which is crazy.
You know, it's interesting to actually think about it and to put into words because as mentally challenging and as physically challenging as doing an 8, 9, 10-hour surgery is, there is an element of calm, you know, because you don't have a choice. You can't think about anything else. So whereas you strive in your daily life to live in the moment and not perseverate on things that may have happened before or things that may happen in the future, This gives you the luxury of you kind of have to.
Right.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. I always thought about that too. Okay, so that is you in surgery. You're fully focused, like zoned in, and then...
Well, it's interesting because... Sorry to interrupt.
No.
Like I was saying.
Please.
So it's funny because, so in the operating room, you have surgeon, you have the scrub tech, who is my assistant, who hands the instruments and is in control of maintaining sterility and kind of running the show from that perspective. Then you have the nurse who's not scrubbed in, who's doing all of the patient management and equipment management, not sterile. And then you have anesthesia. So it's typically the 4 people in the operating room, at least in my operating room. A good scrub tech takes their clues from me. Like you, Simone, are always chat. And,
True. Valid.
But you get the point too. Sometimes it's time to kind of work and be more serious, not so chatty. And other times it's time to chat. So a good scrub tech, similarly, they're kind of, it's a team, right? And so in the 7th, 8th hour of surgery, if things have been really challenging, if you will, they keep the show moving. Whereas if they need to be quiet, or the room needs to be quiet,
like
or
they
we
feel
all
the
need to,
vibes.
then we be quiet. If the complicated parts of the case are complete and it's just closing and that kind of stuff, that may be the time to lighten up the situation, just to, again, keep it moving, keep me on track and keep me focused and keep me where I need to be to perform that part of the case most effectively in the best way possible.
Like support, because you guys are a team.
Yeah.
So they can tell when it's the time and place to kind of like talk and be super locked in, but also loosen the mood, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like in office, it's a totally different vibe. In office, it is, because like you said, you have so many different patients with different personalities. So it's like you walk into one room and they require a certain energy, and then you walk into another one and it's like all the way down here. And then it's like, it's more personal.
100%.
And you're trying to like, I don't know, it's kind of, there's a psychology to it, which is interesting and can also take a toll on you. So by the end of the day, you're wiped out.
But the interesting thing also about clinic is each, like you just said, each patient requires something different. Some patients come just to chat. They don't need anything. Like, they are totally good. They don't need any Botox. They don't need any fillers. They don't need any surgeries. They're post-operatively, they're fine. Pre-operatively, everything is squared away tip-top. But they just want to chat. Yeah. They want to tell me about their spouses. They want to tell me about their social situations. They may want advice on someone they're dating. They talk fashion, whatever it is.
Right.
And we like that. That's fun.
Yeah, no, it is so fun. I'm like, hey, missed you. Come on in.
That's right. And those patients are great. And then there are patients that really need us.
Right.
They need the emotional support, the physical support. We give it to them. And then there's a lot of consultation, and I think the consultation parts are very interesting in the sense that, again, patients come from all over the world to talk about, upcoming surgeries. And patient today said, I said, what do you need? What are you thinking about? What do you want? And they said, I came to you, the expert, to tell me what to do.
Right. That's a common thing they say.
And it's interesting because this, again, is a team effort, whereas ethics are the most important. Safety is most important. Aesthetics, most important. So those 3, once we satisfy safety, ethics, and good results, the rest is really patient preference. We have to take into anatomy, aesthetic goals, etc. But this is a compilation of the patient and me really kind of understanding what they're looking to achieve and then figuring out the best goal for it.
We have to do a consultation like on here or something, kind of, in a way. I feel like that'd be interesting, because what you say kind of repeatedly, obviously, because people come to you for the same things, and it's so helpful. And then once they leave, it's like a whole new world. Like they're completely mind blown, like socks blown off, and it is a 2-person thing.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Because also they
sounded pretty good though with the whole new world.
Oh, thanks.
I like that.
Singing is my next career.
Is it true?
No, I'm just kidding.
It was in tune.
Oh
to it.
gosh, let's not.
He sings it. What's your favorite song to sing, Simone?
Favorite song to sing? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Probably a throwback like Hillary Duff or something.
Like what?
I don't know. I don't know. I like Natasha Bedingfield. I have no idea.
Any specific song, Simone? Can you break it into tune?
Okay,
here?
so maybe the songs like Pocket Full of Sunshine, and it's all my ooh, whoa. That one. That one's a good song. I'm not gonna do it here. That's my shower song. That one's like
shower song.
Yeah, nobody's listening. Like just.
Do you sing in the shower all the time?
Oh yeah, 100%.
All the time.
100%. It's good.
100% of the time.
It's good for the soul.
Tell me about it. I don't think I do sing very often in the shower. No.
No.
You sing the whole time?
Yeah, so this is actually funny because this is like what we're talking about today, but this is how I like unwind and completely, and it shower wherever. Like if I have the house to myself because I have roommates, if they're not home, it's like speakers all the way up. I'm big t-shirt, I'm jamming out, like singing on the top of my lungs.
Singing, but in the shower. So you get in the shower.
Yeah.
And so where in the shower do you start breaking out into
Immediately.
tune?
I think, no, maybe it's shampoo. Maybe it's shampoo.
Immediately.
Yeah, because you know how in the bathroom you could tell the difference between
the acoustics are good.
Yeah, it's like there's, I don't know, is it reverb? I know nothing about music, but there's echo.
Yes.
So like when you sing, you just sound 10 times better.
Correct.
So that's me.
So you start breaking out into tune.
Yeah, I sing.
And is it whatever song comes into your head?
I usually like light up the speaker and it's whatever, and Spotify's really cool because like you'll pick a song and then if you don't have an album or a playlist, they'll recommend songs like it.
So whatever song comes on.
Yeah, whatever song comes on.
Then you start singing.
Yeah, or I'll put on a playlist.
And do you sing like as loud as the song, or do you sing under the song, or
it depends.
over the song?
Sometimes I like to go at the same time, like the same volume, and kind of it's like me and Usher at the same time. Like we're just, or it's like somebody else, you know? I don't know. It's fun. I don't really think much about it. When I'm in the shower, it's like I sing, I get ideas, I think about my day. I'm like, oh no, that thing. I was like, oh, I didn't hand Dr. Farber. Like, you know, it's like I have all these random thoughts. So that's me in the shower.
I like it.
Yeah.
No, I do not sing in the shower.
It's just like okay, I need to think about my day.
No, I definitely think about the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely unwind and think about the day.
Yeah.
In the morning, it's actually so.
I want to know your morning routine since we're jumping into it.
Okay, surgery day or office day?
There's a difference.
There is a way difference.
Okay, let's start with.
I'll show you my week.
Okay, let's do the week.
Okay, fine.
Stop that.
So,
I love it.
So surgery day and an office day, way different morning.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll start with Monday, because of different time frames.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So and different mental preparation and different everything preparation.
Right. Okay. Fair.
So Monday mornings I do not have surgery. Purposely, because I like to kind of start the day, see how the patients get ready to go. So, got to be in the office at 9 a.m. I'm usually late, unfortunately.
I wouldn't say it, but
it's true, but not very late. Like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not bad.
10 minutes.
No, it's like about the same time I walk in.
Right. Well, the main reason that I am late. Do you want to know the main reason?
Yeah, I bet you have a reason.
The main reason.
Do you let a song finish?
No.
Okay.
I like to say goodbye to my kids when they go to school.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But I like to, as they're walking out the door, I like to say goodbye and be around and available and having coffee while they are getting their bags ready and clothes ready and the whole thing. And so, unfortunately, the time that they leave for school does not allow me to do all the stuff I need to do prior to getting to work on time. Clinic days are pretty straightforward. Get up. Have coffee. I get up at 5 a.m. Have coffee, start the day in the dark, wake up, check everything I need to check, news, whatever, and then get dressed, go to work, fine. Well, actually, that's not true. So I go to the gym.
Every day?
Not every day. I go on Mondays and Fridays because those are the days I'm not in surgery.
Right. Okay.
So I have a 6 a.m. training session, then get all my stuff together.
I love that.
Once I come home from the training session, shower, then I do a meditation session.
And this is new-ish.
This is new. It was my New Year's resolution. So we're probably 8 months in, 9 months in.
Yeah, we're about to be
almost a year.
Almost a year, yeah.
When do you stop saying it's new, Simone?
I feel like after a year.
I mean, I'm like almost 50. I guess that 1 year is new.
It is. Well, yeah. When you make it a year, it's almost 50. I can't even with you. I literally cannot.
I'm very far from. I'm like
Far.
4 years away.
You're
from
so
being,
far.
I know,
So
but
stop.
it's closer. It's close. I round up.
No, don't.
I'm gonna be the
Who
same.
does that?
Well,
In what world?
because I don't really care how old I am.
Yeah.
Really,
so we round up.
No, I round. I'm like the same age for like a good 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Like it's easier to say almost 50 than to really think about what I have to think about
I
it.
guess.
So I'm gonna be almost 50 for like 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when I turn 50, I'll be 50
And
probably
then you'll be
for
like,
like
wow,
2
I
or
was
3
50
years.
for 4 years.
I'm gonna be 50 for like 2 or 3
that's actually a
4
good
years.
way of doing it.
But yeah, so that's what it is.
Yeah, so when you turn 50, you're like, this is nothing new. I've been 50 for 4 years.
Yeah. And until I turn probably 55.
Yeah.
I'll be 50.
And you'll be like, I'm almost 60.
And then I'll be 55. I'll probably be 55 for a year or two. And then I'll be almost 60.
Oh my God, I'll be 55 for a year or two. I can't. This math is not mathing.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It just
okay.
doesn't matter. Anyway, so gym, meditate. Meditation only has to be 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I light a candle, smelly candle. I have
Part
a
of
certain meditation room area, certain lighting situation. Zen out and do my meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great.
Yeah.
We could talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. I like meditating.
So then meditate, then I have breakfast, and then I go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Surgery day is different. Surgery days, again, 5 a.m., but this is where like the shower comes into play. This is how I got into the first place. In the shower, that's when I'm preparing or starting the preparation for the day. It's going through, pilots go over their routes, race car drivers go over their routes. I think about my surgery, the steps of the surgery starting in the shower. I've already prepared. I've prepared for the previous week. I prepared, the previous weekend for that week.
You prepare morning of. Everybody listening, they're like, morning of?
No way.
Yeah, I know.
No, the morning of is just the,
cherry on top. It's like,
it's
all
the
right.
dry run. I've already thought about it. I've already prepared.
Yeah.
I typically mark the patients the day before. So going through the motions, figuring out, just thinking about things. And then breakfast, light breakfast.
You don't really eat that much on days you have surgery.
I don't. I run hungry.
Yeah.
I like to run hungry. I like to run hungry and I like to run cold.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm cold and hungry, I think it keeps me sharp.
Is there science behind that? I have no idea.
Well, I think if you're tired and hot, it's not.
Right. Right. You're full and hot. You're going to be like, all right, what's going on?
No, I want to be sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be sharp and really focused and driven. And if I'm a little bit hungry and cold, I feel like I can maintain my sharpness. I'm doing 8, 9, 10, 11-hour surgeries. And so I don't want anything to get in the way. And what's good is that I'm very rarely hungry in surgery. You'd think I'd be very hungry. I'm hungry after.
Yeah, does time fly by?
The operating room is the only place where you wish it didn't go as fast.
Oh, really? It goes by fast?
It goes by so fast.
I'll look up 10 hours does not sound fast at all.
I will look at the clock and say, I cannot believe it's 8 hours because I wish it was 6 hours.
Oh.
For me, at least.
Yeah.
That's what distinguishes me, I think, my work from maybe other people is I don't care how long it takes. I am there until it is perfect. And I made a promise to myself very early on in my career that I will not leave the operating room until I'm convinced that it's just absolutely as perfect as it can be.
Was there a turning point?
Well, I'll tell you. So basically, I did my fellowship, aesthetic surgery fellowship in Manhattan at NYU at Manhattan Eye and Ear and Throat Hospital. And we had our own clinic. So we operated with rock stars and, we learned from the best. But we also had our fellows clinic doing cosmetic surgery. And they would typically throw us on the Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock case when no one else wanted to operate, which was fine. And so we would typically be operating Friday afternoon into the evening. Everyone wanted to go home. And no one wanted to be there. We wanted to be there because it was our clinic, but no one else did.
Yeah.
And, we were in surgery one day, and it was a complicated case, revision case. And I was doing my thing, and I was particular then as I am now, and precise and methodical. But at that time, you're a fellow, and you don't have a lot of juice behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's kind of like, come on, it's fine, it's good, it's good, it's
Yeah.
good, it's fine. And now no one says that to me.
Yep.
If I say, they don't even say it's fine because they know the reason my results are the way they are is because I don't say it's fine. I say, is it perfect? And if it's not perfect, we're sticking around till it is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Then I didn't have the body of work to really justify that.
When you're a fellow, just because I don't know, are you a doctor?
So you're a doctor.
And
so
are
you
you
graduated
operating?
medical school. You've graduated residency, so you're a plastic surgeon.
Okay, wow.
But it's just an extra year of additional specialty training.
So you were with a plastic surgeon, like in that room, let's say.
So I would have my own
Just
clinic.
you.
Just
but
me.
you were new.
Right.
And you didn't have like the respect yet because you were new?
Well, yeah, you got to earn respect.
Earn respect. So you had like the team in the
Team in there, but you're the young guy. You're the first year surgeon.
And they're like, hurry up.
Correct.
Like, we're trying to go.
Right.
In a way.
Yes.
And
not in a way.
They were.
The way. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
And
Friday
like, okay.
night.
Wow.
And so you have that pressure.
Yep.
But again, you have a patient who's, there's an expression, and this is something I always will remember.
Yeah.
It's surgery is a one-time event for a surgeon and a lifetime event for the patient.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mind-blowing concept.
Yeah.
That I do surgery every single day, and for me, it's another day in the office.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that patient, it's a once-in-a-lifetime event for them, and I take that very seriously. So every time I'm in the operating room, that patient deserves my 100% all.
That's so true. Because I don't mean to interrupt you, but I've never had like surgery like that, but I had braces. I know. I'm like, yeah, I never really had surgery, but
she had braces though.
Last year.
Okay.
No, not last year, but I'm just kidding. But like, it's my orthodontist does so many treatments. How many? And this was like 5 years ago. And I think about it every day.
Right.
Every day I look in the mirror and I stare at my smile and I'm like, thank God my orthodontist cared.
Yeah.
Because I love my smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what's so important.
That's
so anyway,
crazy.
So we're Friday night and everyone's kind of antsing me along.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my thing. And so at that point in time, I said to myself, I will never, ever, ever rush through a procedure. Ever. I don't care what.
Yeah.
I will not leave the operating room until I am happy that I have given the patient the absolute best result that they can have.
I love that. I feel like your patients, though, are shook when you say surgery is going to be 6 hours or 7 hours. I think they're shook because maybe other surgeons aren't like that. And they've been to other consultations. They're like, they said they could do it in an hour or what have you. And yours is, now at this point, 4 or 6 times that. They're like, what's happening?
It depends on the procedure.
Of course.
Certain procedures, breast augmentations don't take that long. Certain procedures don't. But it is interesting to me when patients or when I hear other surgeons bragging about how fast they can do a procedure. To me, it is so not about how fast you can do a procedure.
Right.
Another thing my dad used to always say was when you're playing golf, you could take as much time as you want at the golf ball. But getting to the golf ball, you move your tail. So you gotta, in the times that you don't need to be focused and pay attention, then you move and you be efficient with your actions. But when the time calls for precision and the time calls for care, you take as much time as you want.
I love that. So then you do that, and then you go about your day. And then the next day you do surgery. The next day you... Yeah. Okay. Well, I had interesting questions kind of about this. So right now in social media, I don't know if you know, but people are like reducing the steps within their skincare routines or their self-care routines in general. Like they're coming to find out that you don't need a 12-step or you don't need a 14-step skincare routine. People are going and dialing it back to like cleanser, moisturizer, and like that's it. And so there's kind of a couple parts to this. Like one, you got to find out what works best for you in your self-care routine, because it's like there's part of it that's purposeful and another part is like I feel like you sitting and it's mind work. You're like enjoying your quality time with yourself, and if it takes 14 steps and 30 minutes to do it, then more power to you. But I just didn't know like your thoughts on your self-care routines and if it's all about just taking your time. Like, do you have a self-care routine?
Self-care being skincare or self-care being just how I take care of my child? Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. So self-care is different for everybody, of course, and it could be different things. But like, let's say in regards to like the trends going on, like skincare routines or mirror work.
mirror work.
Yeah, have you heard of it?
What in the world is mirror work?
I love when I like just name drop different things.
What is mirror work?
Mirror work is like you're in the mirror and you're talking to yourself and you're saying like positive affirmations or
I do no mirror work. Meditating is my self-care for sure. I do no mirror work, which is staring in the mirror and psyching myself up and that kind of thing.
Hyping yourself up.
I do hype myself up.
Yeah. You walk by and you're like, wait.
I do hype
you look
myself
good today. And then go.
I do hype myself up. I think that when I play tennis, when I do exercise, I do hype myself up. Before surgeries, I mentally hype myself up. No mirror work. But as far as skincare, let's talk about that for a second.
I like that, yeah.
For skincare, I make the trends in terms of what the data is and what we see.
Also I'm talking to a plastic surgeon.
Right. So what we see is helpful and beneficial in literature supporting and studies that show things work or don't work. I don't really care what the trends are. So if things are supported and work, then that is what I preach and that is what I do and that's what I offer my patients, and it works. And if someone's saying, well, how about this, I educate them. And so if the trends, TikTok, Instagram, whatever's going on, or certain influencers, etc., are saying things that are silly, I say it. And I just bring the literature and I talk about the data and I educate, and that's why my patients come and see me. So, but as far as skincare, there are certain things that work, that we know work. So if people are saying, oh, I'm cutting down my skincare routines and I'm eliminating sunscreen, well, that's silly.
Yeah.
If you say I'm cutting down on my skincare routines and I'm eliminating retinols, that's silly. Because retinols are what's responsible for getting rid of the dead, dull skin and bringing out the healthy new skin, and helps with fine lines and wrinkles and pigmentation. Retinol is the meat and potatoes of skincare. And so when I always talk to my patients about, I say it's like the food pyramid, where the bottom rung of facial rejuvenation and prejuvenation, if you will, is skincare. You gotta have retinol. You can have all the fancy products from the department store, but unfortunately, in the department store, they need to be able to sell you to anyone. So if you're a 20-year-old, if you're a 60-year-old, if you're a 10-year-old, you can go into a department store and buy skincare. How in the world does a 10-year-old need the same product as a 60-year-old?
Right.
Impossible.
Yeah.
So when you get pharmaceutical grade skincare from a doctor or from a plastic surgeon who know what's going on, it's going to be tailored to you. It's going to have active ingredients, specifically retinols, of different prescriptions that require prescriptions to really get to the heart of rejuvenating your skin. So I don't really care if people are trying to cut down their skincare. Maybe I don't know. But
well, no, I think that's fair because you're probably making a lot of brands and influencers upset with that because it fluctuates every day. I feel like I can't keep up on social media because one minute they're saying like snail mucin and then you go buy it and then they're like, oh, that actually does nothing for you. Try like this oil. And it's like, okay, well, can we all just chill?
Well, it's all snake oil. Not
what does
literally
that mean?
snake. Oh, Simone. So you say like all these mirror.
Yeah.
So snake oil is like an expression for basically you get something that doesn't really work, but you think it works or someone says it works. And, there's a lot of different stuff out there. But foundations of being on a retinol, using good sunscreens, hydrating the skin when it needs it, bringing out or helping with oil prevention when it needs it. I always say that seasons matter. So what your ideal skincare may be in the summer, when you're in the beach or when you're swimming or when you're in the sun or you're more oily, is going to be way different than your skincare requirements or needs in the winter, when the air is drier, when it's colder, when you may have windburn, if you're skiing or if you're spending time at altitude. So it's not, the trends are decreasing the steps. It's being smart about it, understanding what you need and what you don't need. And yes, is there certain more fluffy ingredients that may feel good, smell good, look, you may like, but you may not need it if you're trying to cut down on your skincare. But again, there are going to be certain fundamentals that you cannot or should not do.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, the time you take for yourself too. I mean, what I feel like.
I mean, how long does this stuff take? It takes
How long does
5
it take?
minutes.
Well, it's interesting because it might be different for men, but like that's what I was saying. There's a component of it being purposeful. Like you're doing skincare to protect your skin. You use sunscreen to moisturize. Obviously whatever. But then also the mirror work, where you're just like sitting there and you're like,
you guys go in the mirror.
So good. I know it sounds funny, but like,
what about filming for Instagram?
Yeah.
Like think about it. You could literally spend an hour.
Yeah.
Doing your makeup, doing your skincare in front of the camera, in front of the mirror, that doesn't count as, oh my God, skincare takes so long.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Like if you're doing it on purpose, like theatrical, like you're making it more than it is. Yeah, I mean, true.
But it takes 5 minutes.
It's so funny. No, it doesn't take 5 minutes.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
What are you talking
okay,
about?
so like let's say I'm about to go to dinner.
Okay.
This is so funny. Going out, at least like I feel like people my age can relate. Like when you're going out and you're doing your makeup, the most of the fun you're going to have that night is doing the makeup. Like with the music, in the mirror, like doing your makeup. The dinner and actually going out is like not nearly as fun.
I cannot relate to that.
Cannot relate. Okay, but it's just the truth. And
to
it's
me,
like everybody
it's a
can
pain
relate.
in the neck getting ready to go.
Well, I mean, I guess it's different for everyone because like doing your makeup can be the best part or like doing your skincare, whatever that like whole like mirror session or getting dressed. But for me, like getting dressed is the worst because I'm picking out every piece of my closet and nothing's working and it gives me anxiety and then I don't even want to go out anymore. But for some people, doing the makeup gives them anxiety and then doing the outfit's like their favorite part. So everybody's different.
You just gotta enjoy it.
Everybody's
just
different.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, we already talked about morning rituals. I was like, oh, let's talk about that. But we
I feel
already
like I
talked about
didn't
it.
give you a good morning ritual.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, okay, like go ahead. What do you have for breakfast? What are the details? Sometimes I don't have breakfast, which is bad. I feel like I'm not that adult in my life yet.
I used to eat in the car.
Okay, that's hectic.
Because I was running late. Well, it was dry cereal, like whatever protein dry cereal, and I would just put it in a cup and just eat it in the car.
It wasn't
since
intentional.
Stopped doing that. Mm-hmm. I think I like having more breakfast. So now that I am training, I have a lot more protein.
Okay, you mean working out? Okay.
Yeah, working out, training, I guess.
I was just confused. I was like training like surgery. I'm like so confused.
Okay, fine. My family makes fun of me too.
What,
They're
for
like,
training?
oh, you're training?
I like
Who do
that.
you think you are?
Well, you're cooler than everybody. That's for starters. I don't have a trainer.
Well, trainers are a good thing. And I think we should have my trainer on here.
Ooh, we should.
I think the whole thing is when you are my age and I have a pretty exertional job. Again, I'm not an athlete. I'm not a professional athlete. Those guys are running up and down and getting hit on the field, etc. But, standing as long as I do, the positions that I'm in, my hands, everything else, my neck, I need to be in good shape to allow me to perform at the highest level. So, the trainers, we work on certain things to make my job and make me perform better. So
like they cater their workouts towards your job and like what muscles you use and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
He knows, and when I looked for a trainer, I found someone who really had a firm background in anatomy, really had a firm background in exercise physiology, really had a firm understanding of what I would be doing and what could help me maximize my performance. Because similarly to an athlete, my hand movements, my wrist movements, the muscles of my hands, how I contort my body in surgery for different things, all of that requires flexibility, all of that requires strength, and he really targets that to maximize my performance. So I think it's really important.
What made you realize like that? Because I feel like, I don't know, were you always doing that specifically for surgery?
No.
Because you do tennis.
Yeah,
you do all these
I do a lot
things.
of exercise. It just made sense to me. I could probably really improve what I'm doing, just like athletes can improve what they're doing. So my working out, my specific muscles and things that I do in surgery really makes a difference.
Yeah, that's something I admire about you too, is I feel like, I don't know when you do it or how you do it or when you find the time.
6 a.m.
No, not train, but
What?
like stand back and say like, okay, I have so much going on in my life, but like, how can we add something to improve it? Like
In the shower, Simone, I
yeah,
figure it
is
out.
that what it is? Okay, because then I'm doing something right. I'm on the right track.
Yes.
Because I don't know, like you just do so much, I feel like, and I don't even know your full life, obviously, but I feel like you have so much going on and it's good, fulfilling stuff, but then and you're like, okay, I want to improve this. What do I need to do? And to add that is obviously going to better you in the long run. Like,
Correct.
I don't know. It just makes sense.
You can't ever, I don't know.
Just,
I
like,
I try and eliminate the stuff that doesn't make me a better person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that physically, mentally, emotionally, you should always be striving to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't agree with that concept. Some people feel that they just want to live.
Like,
they just want to enjoy.
Yeah.
They just want to the way I am is as good as it's going to be, or I'm happy doing it the way I'm doing it. And I don't want to try and strive for improvement. What do you think?
That's a great question. I love that you asked that question. I feel like, yeah, history has shown that I'm always trying to do something different and better myself. Like, if there's, like, I went to school, obviously, at the same time I was working. And for me, that was, like, so much work to be full-time school, full-time working. And it was just, like, constantly mentally stimulating. Like, always had something to do, a responsibility, somewhere to be. And it made me feel more fulfilled. And then when I graduated, it was like I had just work and I had all this free time in the evening, all this free time in the weekend, and I could have easily been like, yeah, this is enough, like this is good. But instead I'm like, okay, but I want to do this and do this and do this, and I've just done so much. So I would say that history has shown that I'm the type of person who want to improve and do better, and I like that. I don't know if that's the fact that you do that and you think that way and you're older makes me feel like it's not a bad thing. Because, when you're in your 20s, you're just questioning everything. Like, you're just like, why am I like this? Is this good? Is this bad? And
you think everyone in the 20s are like that?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All my friends, I think, a lot of people, from what people share on TikTok, they're just, your 20s, you were focused on your career and you knew what you were going to do.
Well, my perceptions of 20-year-olds now, a lot of them, this is a generalization, I get it, but it seems that a lot of 20-year-olds feel like they have it figured out.
Have it figured out?
Have it figured out.
Are you kidding?
Totally
no.
wrong.
Yes.
That they clearly don't, just because being at 20, in my opinion, again, I'm not trying to make anyone upset.
No, but like...
Still kids.
Yeah.
Still kids. And I think even young 30s, you're just starting to figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. At least that's how my life... I kind of was on a different track, but it seemed that people, the younger you are, the more you think you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then the older you become, the more you realize you had no idea what you were doing back then. And then something clicks at some point where you're like, all right, I clearly didn't know what was going on. I'm starting to figure out what's going on. Okay, now I understand what's going on. Mm-hmm. And so I think now, for me, I know what's going on. And so now that I kind of know what's going on, I think it's easier for me to identify areas that I want to improve.
Yeah.
And figure out ways to improve. Mm-hmm. So I think it's one, diagnosing, and then two, putting into practice.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like what you said is right. Like, we do think we know a lot, and I don't know exactly why. But it is something, personally, I always thought I knew it all. My favorite words when I was growing up was, I know.
I know.
I know. I know this. I know that.
Yeah.
And so now, like, I think I can own up to the fact that I really don't know a lot, especially with social media. Like, we just share so much of our lives, and they're all so different that I think we are aware that we don't know everything. But it's like, we try to fake it till we make it. That's our favorite thing to say. Seriously.
I think it is.
No, that's our quote, like, as 20-year-olds.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, just pretend. Because at the end of the day, like, if you're faking it like you make it and, just doing your best.
Can I tell you something, though, Simone?
I'm curious.
Not to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
But as someone who's older, I know, I can see.
I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I see that you're trying to fake it till you make it.
Yeah, but it's not like...
I would rather you didn't fake it till you make it. Yes.
No.
Yes. I would rather you say, I don't know, cut through all the faking it till you make it nonsense, learn what you need to learn, and then move on.
Can I say, it's not fake it like you make it, like fake, like you know it all and just kind of do it, and you're like trying to sell a dream, like sell everybody that you know. It's not like that. It's fake it like you make it. Like when you're in your 20s, you know you don't know anything, and you have nothing, you can do nothing about it. Like you can't race to your age and be like, yeah, like I know what I'm doing. So the fake it till you make it is more like for yourself. It's not for everybody else. It's not like, hey guys, I'm faking it, I got it all figured out. It's more for yourself, because the whole time you're second guessing everything you do. Like you're like, oh, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Because, and I think I heard this somewhere, I realized it myself or something, but like you're in grade school following everybody in your age group up until like high school, doing the same thing as everybody else. So like everything is already written, it's all easy, you know what you're doing. And then you graduate high school, and some are going to college, some are going to the military, some are working for family businesses, some are having kids, and you're like, whoa, everybody's doing something different. And now you're like completely shook, because you just went your entire life going by a system, like having it figured out, knowing what to do. And then you get to a point you don't know like what's going on.
But some people would argue also, and I'm in your point, some people would say, well, that's life. You got to kind of go through it, experience things, make mistakes, and learn it yourself.
Yes.
There is some merit to it. However, I think that looking at it from above and seeing that happen.
Oh my God, I was just having this conversation.
I just think that an easier way to do it would be to like ask for help. Or
yeah. I mean, some people do ask for help, and some people are better at it than others, and I'm definitely not one of those people who is good at asking for help. But I was just telling my sister, like yesterday or something, I was like, when we used to play basketball, when we were playing basketball on the court, everything was moving so fast, you couldn't hear the coach, you couldn't hear anybody on the bleachers. It was just like, it was all happening, and you were in it and doing the best you could. But when you're watching it from the sidelines or from the bench, you're like, oh, what are these people doing? Like, they need to pick left and or whatever, you know, that's not a basketball term, but they need to like do this and that. Oh my God, I've been out of the game so long. But they need to like, you know, do a layup or pass the ball. They're being a ball hog. It's so easy to say, like,
smart.
From the bleachers.
It's a very smart thing to say.
From the bleachers, I wish you would do it this way. Really, when you're in your 20s, it is a constant struggle, and social media doesn't make it any better.
Social media does not make it better.
No, it doesn't, because I'm just even more so like, I need to be a baker, I need to be a swimmer, I need to travel the world, and I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, it's so confusing.
You need to be a baker.
Yeah.
You need to be a swimmer. Yeah. And you need to travel the world.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, I want this aesthetic, like I want the Amy Winehouse aesthetic, but I also want the Sabrina Carpenter aesthetic, and they're completely two different things. And I'm like, I don't know who I am or what I'm doing. It is hard. I know, it's just
we didn't have social media when I was a kid.
No, it's like pigeons or something. Like,
pigeons? Oh
it's like, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
Oh, bird. You know,
you're like the same. You're like
how
the same.
Does that even work?
What?
So, Simone, we need to
I'm
think
just
about
kidding.
this. No, but obviously you're kidding. But so you see these movies where they literally would tie little notes along the birds'
Oh, you're
necks.
actually curious?
How do they find where they're supposed to go?
I don't know, but
I don't know how it...
The scent? The same way? Like, what? Is this like an actual thing?
It is an actual thing.
This is an ongoing thought?
It's an ongoing thought.
We could probably research.
We're going to research
and try it.
We're going to research it. All right.
I mean, I feel like we went over everything we wanted today. I mean, I think the last thing was just like work-life balance and how to maintain, but that doesn't exist. Does it? Especially for a business owner.
Well, it's more of a surgeon. At least me, I am there for my patients, thinking about my patients 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's a fact. And so you have to, at least me as a surgeon, I have to try and balance that devotion and availability for my patients with life. And so that's what I work to achieve, is basically I want my patients to feel that I am there for them at all times. And I am there for them all times. And so the balance is trying to figure out a way to have time for yourself and have time for your family, but still maintaining that complete and utter devotion to your patients and your patients' happiness and health and success.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer to that is.
Yeah, I was just about to say too. It's like as a doctor, and it's so funny. Because your life, I feel like with work, it's all the time. Like if someone needs you, and this is different because you have a practice and you're a plastic surgeon, but like for other doctors, when the hospital calls them, like they get out of bed in the middle of the night and they have to go and run and do something. And I'm sure if there was an emergency, that'd be you too. But like you don't get an off switch when it comes to your job either.
No.
So it's like would you say there's a balance? Because there isn't one.
No.
Yeah, there isn't a balance.
Well, the balance, you sign up for it, right? You know, at least you should know ahead of time what this is about. That's why being a physician, that's why being a doctor is very special. You know, so there are plenty of ways to make money. There are plenty of ways to stimulate yourself intellectually and physically. Being a doctor, being a healer is just different than everything. And you have a knowledge of the human body that no one else has. And the fact that we're all human beings and we know what's going on inside and we can fix what's broken is a very special thing. And so when you sign up to be a doctor, you kind of know that. I mean, the Hippocratic Oath is do no harm, and you're there for your patients, and we all should take that very seriously, that this is not just okay, I want to work-life balance and figure it out. No, this is, I'm a doctor. All the good, all the bad that comes with it, it's a special, special, special profession. And I don't think any of us ever forget that.
That's so interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I have a whole bunch of friends like in med school or like they're going to be a doctor, and I think to myself, because I could not do it. I mean, I could do it. Let's say I could, but I couldn't. I think about it, and you are devoting like so much of your life. Like it's a different dynamic for work-life balance.
It's not a good thing or a bad thing, but there is a work-life balance. It's just a different work-life balance. It's a different shift. People that can literally leave work, punch out, and not think about work till the next day.
Yes.
Or the next. That's a mind-boggling concept to me.
Right.
It's that is vacation. That would literally be like every day is a vacation, where literally you can like turn off and not think about work till the next day. I don't know how many people do that outside of medicine, but in medicine, or at least in my world, no, it doesn't exist. And so, but I know that. Yeah. And I signed up for that.
Right.
And all the good that comes with doing what I do, you know, you see it. We have patients, when patients see their bodies for the first time and they cry out of tears of joy and happiness because they're just so thankful and happy, and we truly made their lives better. I mean, no other job can give you that.
Yeah, that does make it all worth it.
That I made the decision for me that was worth it.
I like that.
That thinking about work and not really having that as skewed work-life balance, to me, it's worth it. Maybe not for other people, but I made that decision and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's good. No, I think that's fair. I mean, work-life balance for me, if anybody was wondering. I mean, for this job in particular, like I do like clock out and I go home and I don't think about it. Yeah, I don't think about it.
You should.
And it is nice. Like I get to just do other things. Like then I'm like, okay, la-di-da, like what's next? Like turn on my TV.
Yeah.
But later on in my life, I'll like
maybe,
have to.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Right.
But that's okay.
Right.
And that is a decision.
Right.
And so there's no right answer to that. And
well, that's what I think everybody's looking for. They're looking for like how to maintain work-life balance, like the key to success, the 3 things you need. And it's like
all right, let's go back to this for a second. So
okay.
Let's talk about this work-life balance for a second. So you can't do what I do and clock out. Cannot be done. I think something else is giving in terms of whatever, quality of care, patient care, quality of my experience as being a doctor, whatever it is. You have to know what the parameters of your specific job are. You know, so if that's the most important thing to you, that you want to be able to clock out, that you want to be able to not think about your job, then fine. Then you got to find a job that satisfies those requirements.
Right.
Maybe it's going to come at the effect of, okay, you're not going to have as much vacation time. Maybe it's going to come out, you're not going to have as much financial support. Maybe whatever it is, there's going to be pros and cons to everything. And so you have to prioritize your life. I prioritized being altruistic and trying to make people feel better about themselves. That was what I prioritized. That came at a price in terms of the schooling and the studying and the devotion to my patients and the lack of being able to turn it off. But that fulfills me and that satisfies me.
Right.
Whereas if you're like, no, I do not want that. I want to be able to turn off at night. I want to be able to go away on the weekends. I want to be able to do whatever I want. Okay, then fine. But you may get to work and you may be crunching numbers at a desk all day.
Right.
And you may be bored out of your mind doing something like that.
Right.
Or you may be doing something that may not fulfill you on a day-to-day basis. So,
well, I think, and I don't want to interrupt, but
interrupt me, Simone.
I also think you love your job. Like, you love what you do, and even like the way you talk about it. So it's, some people have, like what you say, they crunch numbers and then they go out on the weekends, they have trips or whatever, and they prioritize like that kind of lifestyle. And they say that their job funds their lifestyle. But I also think for you, this job and like all of, like, it's not even a job. Like, this gift and like what you have and what you do is your life. Like, it's your whole lifestyle.
Part of my life.
Part of your life. Part of your life. A big part.
Yeah.
And it means something to you. I don't know. So that's kind of what plays into your work-life balance, I feel like.
Yeah.
Is
just,
that.
The balance is just different.
Yeah.
Than a balance some other way.
That's so cool. I feel like, I don't know, more people need to hear that, because when you're in your 20s like me and you're thinking, okay, what do I want to do for a career? It's hard to realize like what your life is going to look at and think, okay, what do I want my lifestyle to look like and
Correct.
consist of, and how do I want it to make me feel, and like start there versus like, oh, I want to do this, I think.
And it's
or
not
do this,
just
I
making
think.
money. You can't just say, oh, I want to just make a lot of money.
Right.
I want to make a lot of money and not work hard.
That's what we're saying.
Right. I know.
That's what we're saying.
And that is what I think social media
They want to get paid
does.
just to be them.
Yeah. That's what social media does. And that's what being, influencers do. And all this stuff is that this attitude of, I just want to make a lot of money and not do a lot of work.
Yeah. People want to get paid just for being them is like
and
what
I
they
think
say.
that that's just a recipe for problems.
Yeah.
If it happens, great. But I don't think you can organically create that.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. I feel like
We'll see.
I have hope. I have hope.
Simone,
What?
We'll see.
Is that crazy?
No, it's just crazy. Like, this is the whole 20-year-old. I'm looking down. I'm telling you. Making sense over here. And you're just.
Okay, fine.
We'll say.
You know what?
We'll
Fine.
say.
You know what? Fine. I love you because you know what? You're so right and you're so funny.
We'll say. That's like. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
It was not a lot of words for what I really want. Like what I mean to say is like, yes, I hear you and you're definitely right, probably.
But we'll see. See how it goes.
I don't know. I feel like
you're not ready to commit to that yet.
To agree yet. No, because I also feel like times are changing. Like, I feel like things are different. Like, the creatives are getting just they're opening new doors with social, they're taking advantage. I mean, I guess, is anything really new? But what's happening with social media is new, would you say, based on what you've seen so far in your life?
For sure.
For sure, right? And people are taking advantage of it, the creators and the influencers, let's say. And they are like just creating new career opportunities and showing people that you really can just like be yourself and indulge in art and I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that some of the things that people are trying to strive for are attainable, theoretically, But I also think that it's a slippery slope. Mm-hmm. And I think that by doing some of this content creating and not pursuing the arts and education and that kind of things, you're going to have a lot of people that may find themselves in a now what moment.
Right.
And you kind of want to not be in that now what moment.
Right.
It's okay to have a now what moment when you're 20. Mm-hmm. It's just not, it's okay to have it whenever because you can always do something and figure it out. I don't know.
It's definitely a lot harder when you're older.
Yes.
That's the truth.
Correct.
I guess that's true. So you know what I'm going to start doing? When
me.
you tell me something or give me advice or like
Yeah.
share wisdom, I
Yeah.
do need to start just being like, okay, you're right.
Well,
Not even you're right or like just nod.
I don't need a you're right.
No, but like.
I just need a register to where it's not like glossing over. You can disagree.
No, fair.
Because if you disagree, I at least know you heard it.
Yeah.
You processed it. You processed it, and you kind of made a intelligent decision whether to agree or disagree.
Right.
As opposed to, okay, fine, whatever. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Oh my god.
Working on it. So that's the list. But I think we said some good things, and I enjoyed talking with you today, and we'll see what's next. Thank you for all the listeners, obviously.
Yes, thank you.
And also, if anybody has anything they want to share or have us talk about, topics and stuff like that, always welcome to. And yeah.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Over and out.
Over and out. Is that what we're doing now? Bye. Wait, before you go, if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your peeps and follow us on social media at Beauty and the Boob Doc and at Farber Plastic Surgery. Okay, you're free to go now. Thanks again. Bye for now.